Welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are well. This has been a fairly hectic day for me. I'm a little behind schedule as far as the time frame of making this recording. There just hasn't been enough time in the day today. I have been really busy. Hasn't been a bad day, just hectic. As usual, I'm going to do two readings. They're both going to be a 5-card spread. I received a message earlier today on Facebook from a friend of mine who has been following the channel, and she had noticed some of the posts I had made on Facebook about these videos, and she requested a reading specifically. So I'm going to do hers first and then a reading for another friend of mine. So I'm just going to take a moment to catch my breath and prepare for the reading. I was seriously debating doing that major update / talk video today, but there just isn't going to be enough time to do that. I'm really hoping that tomorrow will be more of a low-key day, so maybe that'll provide an opportunity to get further into that work. We will see. Okay. On another note, for me that I will mention and I will link to it. When I checked my mail earlier today and checked YouTube, I noticed that Moonlight Ponderings has uploaded a new video, and this one is specifically about tarot. So they go through and they show the decks that they use, and they discuss their favorite cards and things like that. It's an interesting video, so if you're into tarot, I suggest that you check it out, and leave a comment if you have feedback, and I will link to it in the description so you'll have access. They posted another video a while ago. The three of them have decided to go to Pagan Pride in Raleigh, and so they were just giving some updates about that, preparation for tomorrow, and they had made it down there and stuff like that. So yeah, there are a few new updates there on that channel. Okay, let me take a moment here to ground myself, and then we'll move forward. Okay. Give me a moment here to say hello to the cards. Alright, let me connect my energy with the cards and connect this reading with Mary. Alright. Okay. Lights flickered there. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Our status card here, to begin with, is the Queen of Hearth and Home. This card was a little elusive when I first turned it over. The message did not come through very powerfully to begin with. But my attention was drawn here to this sort of wreath that this figure is wearing. It's all about leaves. It speaks to me definitely of the earth and of plants and of connection. I do think this card therein is also speaking a message of hearth and home. This is about family. This is about center. Um, I do get a strong sense of balance and harmony from the card. So I believe this is our status. This is where we begin. I'm also really noticing the vibrance of the red robe that this figure is wearing. And that too speaks to me of flame and of hearth. So that's where we begin. Okay. Mm. The card that has come up a lot recently. I'm getting a very strong feeling from this card about a decision. This being the challenge card, there's something going on here with decision. Um, and although this card portrays a lot of spiritual influence, I'm not getting spirit from this card so much as I'm getting people. There's some kind of challenge here within this month that deals with a decision that's going to affect like close people, like family. Um, yeah, and this harkens back to this beginning card because both figures have this sort of floral wreath. This is definitely about home. It may be a decision, even maybe of a move or a place of living, but definitely there's a strong feeling and message of decision that's going to face family. There's some crossroads. Yeah. I'm also being drawn to this figure down near the bottom. I'm not really fond of that figure. Um, Let me see if I can get what I'm trying to draw from that. Yeah, I'm not. I don't like that at all. A part of this challenge is someone looking into this situation, someone outside. Not necessarily family. It could be a family member, but they're not in the home. Like they're from the outside, but they're looking from afar out of a place of envy or some place not of light, like a darkness, a jealousy or sorry, it's coming very powerfully. So that is also a part of this challenge. This figure is very small in the card. Um, so that's telling me that they may not be noticed or you may not be aware of them or who they are or what they're putting out there. But it's speaking definitely to be aware of people and how their thoughts and their actions can affect you, specifically concerning this decision. There's someone on the outside looking in that may try to influence in a negative way, whether they know it or not. They may not be aware that they're putting that energy out there, but they are. Okay, I got to take a moment. That was really intense there. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Wow. Okay. All right. Your solution or tool card here is one of those unique cards in the deck that is unnamed. I will show it to you. Immediately when I turned this card over, I got this very strong feeling of like balancing, like the scales, but it's also speaking to seeking out intuitively and logically what is most important. The very strong feeling coming from this card deals with the fact that this figure in the center is very white and light colored, whereas the rest of the background is just bathed and saturated in browns and darker colors. I don't get negativity from the darker colors, but it's the contrast that's really important here. And this is speaking to searching the heart. And when you're making this decision here that this card is speaking to, that your decision there should come from a place of paying attention to what matters most to you and to your family. Um, yeah, contrast is the word that just really keeps loudly coming in. This is also speaking to a lesser degree of like looking at things from different angles within that, because these figures in this card, they're looking from different points of view, but they're not all looking in the same direction. So yeah, definitely seeking that internal knowledge, finding what's really important beyond sort of the chaos that's around you, um, and being able to be objective and look at things from different angles. Those are going to be keys to aiding you in making this decision. Card's not ready yet. Okay. Hmm. This is another one of my favorite cards. I really, really like this card. Wow. Okay. All right. So your outcome card for this month is the question. And immediately when I turned this card over, I got a very strong impression and message of being guarded, of being watched over by guardians and loved ones. Um, there's a rainbow streaking across this card above what I consider to be the central figure, this young boy, and he's staring into this waterfall, almost as if he's sort of uncertain or lost and There again, the name of this card is the question, so it's like he's seeking something. But there's a rainbow over him, and there are all these guardian figures in this card, who are smiling, and there's a feeling of like age, like ancient wisdom. But the strong message that came through with this card was being guarded, being watched over by your guardians. And the strong feeling also that I'm getting is that this is pointing to a positive outcome here and saying, don't worry. If you trust your heart when you make this decision concerning your family, you're going to be watched over. There are forces and entities and people, living people, who are watching over you and have your best interest at heart. So I think this is a very beautiful and positive outcome card. Yeah, very nice. Okay. Another card that has come up a lot recently. Okay. So your personal card for this month is the returning. And as I always say, if you need to pause the video to see the card clearly, by all means, go ahead. I'm getting several sort of mixed matched messages and feelings from this card. This card does speak to me of going back to this sort of ancient wisdom, and the word ancient keeps coming up in this card. I'm getting this impression of a guide, going back to the rainbow card. This guiding presence watching over you, and I'm also getting this impression therein she's holding this horn, and so it's speaking to me of your own innate ability to connect to that guide and to gain those messages and that wisdom and use it properly in your life. Yeah, that's the strong message that I'm getting from this card. I'm going to show it to the camera again so that you can see it once more. As I always say, certainly look closely at the image and see if you can find the message, because there is a message there in the card specifically for you that you will see that will be separate from my interpretation. So yeah, all in all, I think that was a very positive reading. Definitely, I'm getting this strong feeling that I need to be redundant and yet again mention that figure at the bottom of this card, the challenge card. Um, that was a strong force that came through. So yeah, be mindful of that, of outside sources, and their energies, or what they might say, or I'm not necessarily getting the impression that they would do something to interfere, but their energies and their mindset and feelings are not coming from a good place. So be mindful of that in making this decision. Just kind of be aware of that. As I always say, if you have any further concerns or questions, certainly let me know. Leave me a message or send me a message on Facebook, and I'll be happy to go further with the reading or aid in whatever way I can. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a very positive reading. the cards speak to a very strong feeling of your own ability to make the right decision, and to lead yourself to a place of harmony. You know, that rainbow card is so beautiful to me. It has such a positive vibe coming from it. So I think all in all, pretty good reading. Let me put the cards back in the deck here. Take a moment to rest. Okay, let me let the cards have a moment to themselves there and sort of settle. Okay. Alright, I'm getting a strong intuitive message here that I need to cleanse the room and the energies, so let me have a moment to do that. Okay. There was another one of those noises right before I started to do that cleansing above me, and I intuit from that it was my guides, you know, sort of encouraging me and saying, you know, good job that you um, felt or drew in that message and you know, followed your intuition and did that. The noises and activities and things like that have continued recently, but nothing so unique as that experience I mentioned in another video, you know, that I had during meditation. Primarily, it's just been the lights flickering and the noises. But that's been pretty consistent on and off. Emily has decided to make an appearance. All right. Shuffle the cards here for a moment. Okay, let me further connect my energies to the cards and connect this reading with tarot. Alright.